Devarkadu is the idea of a sacred grove, a grove that is said to be protected by some form of the divine. And if you look in older areas closer to more rural establishments, you will see that within the forests and even within fields, there will be certain segments of forest land that are absolutely wild, and these are not cultivated. And nobody, no matter how much they want to build and quickly construct apartments or convert this into farmland, they will not touch a Devarkadu space, because that space is where the goddess resides. That space is where no human involvement is encouraged. And from this idea of Devarkadu, we dived in a little bit more to understand what happens in a Devarkadu. Is it fear that keeps people away? Is it reverence? What is it about? If you look into many, many Devarkadus, there is always one Devata or some Daiva who is associated. Now, thanks to Kantara, you would all be familiar with the concept of Daiva, so I'm not going to get too much into this. But the idea of some protective spirit, some force that is ruling that space. And when this term acquires, or this concept acquires a Sanskritam term, it becomes Vanadurga, the goddess who is ruling the forest. Vanam is forest, and that idea of Vanadurga is also what is familiar to many Bangaloreans as the goddess Banashankari. This is not just a metro stop, but a reminder of the idea that that was also once a place of forest. And that idea of Vanadurga is a very, very fascinating concept. Very recently, I had a chance to visit one beautiful temple of Vanadurga, where the goddess is called as Trigunatmike, the one who has Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas within her. And there's a very interesting practice that they do in this temple. They take cowbells and they tie it there in the temple, because that entire area was once such a forested area that a lot of tigers would roam there. And when tigers would roam there, villagers from the nearby fields, their cows would sometimes get taken away by these tigers. So they would go to pray to this particular goddess and ask this goddess who rides a tiger to make sure that no tigers are harming the cows. So within nature, there is such a beautiful balance, such a dynamism between different forces that are at work, and that is Vanadurga. We're also seated right under a tree, so it is natural that we will pay homage to the goddess of all vegetation, of all wildlife, Vanadurga herself.
Vanadurge Vanaspati, Vanadurge Vanaspati, Vanadurge Vanaspati, Vanadurge Vanaspati, Vanadurge Vanaspati, Maharagni Matangi, Vanadurge Vanaspati, Maharagni Matangi, Vanadurge Vanaspati, Maharagni Matangi, Vanadurge Vanaspati, Maharagni Matangi, Vanadurge Vanaspati. Dinabashiki Indulochane, Dinabashiki Indulochane, Dinabashiki Indulochane, Dinabashiki Indulochane, Dina Janavane, Dinabashiki Indulochane, Dina Janavane, Padanida Bamaga, Rizariga, Padanida Bamaga, Rizariga, Ma Padanida Bamaga, Rizariga, Ma Gama Padanida Bamaga, Rizariga, Ma Padanida Bamaga, Rizariga, Ma Padanida Bamaga, Rizariga, Ma Gama Padanida Bamaga, Rizariga, Ma Padani Zariga, Ma Garizanida Padani Zariga, Rizanida Bama Padani Zari, Sanida Bama Vanadurge Vanaspati, Maharagni Matangi, Vanadurge Vanaspati, Vanadurge Vanadurga